Hello, good people of podcast land. I just think that's so weird to say good people of podcast land. So, allow me to stick my tongue in my cheek for just a moment. So a couple of things. My name is Anthony Token Squid Price. See, it says Token Squid right there. Right there. Token Squid. Anyway. This is the I Am Damaged podcast. We call it the I Am Damaged podcast. Well, you know what? Today, in episode number 2, this is episode number 2, brought to you by Tomac Entertainment. Today's podcast, we're going to get right into how it is that we came up with the title of I Am Damaged. We're going to be reading, basically what we're going to do is we're going to read the journals. We're going to read their journals, and then after we're done reading the journals, we are going to read all the court documents, including, but not limited to, the court transcripts. And we were going to be bringing everything that has happened to me up to date. And as I've said before, as I said, I'm pretty sure I said it in the first episode, if what happened to me was made into a movie, and you guys went to see the movie, you would walk out of the movie theater saying that could never happen in real life. Well, I'm kind of here to tell you that it can, it does, and it will. It will happen again. So in the meantime, I basically wanted to have all 5 of these journals. We got lots of journals written in my own hand every day. Well, not every day, but a lot of days. They're written in my own hand, the events that took place on a daily basis. Let me kind of put it that way. And I wanted to do this podcast for a couple of reasons. First of all, not very many people like to read books anymore. Number 1 on that list is my youngest son, who said I needed to put it in a podcast. If I put it in a podcast, he might listen to it. So here we go. This is what we're doing. So let's dive right into it, shall we? Okay, so we're going to read. I'm not going to opine unless absolutely necessary. I'm just going to read the stuff. I'm just going to read what happened. I'm going to read the dates, and I'm going to... one other thing here. There are times in these journals when the journal entries are he said, she said. He said, blah, blah, blah. She said, blah, blah, blah. Whenever it's possible, I'm going to read the dialogue in the journals, and then I will actually play the recording. Because if it says he said, she said, it's an event that I recorded. And since, we are talking about a long time ago, 2000, the journals actually began in 2007. They get interesting in 2008. And forgive me, I got to have a little fun yesterday. I went out on my motorcycle for about 200 miles and got a little sunburn on my nose here. Anyway, just proving to you that I'm a real human being. This is not an AI. This is what we're doing. So, without any further ado, I Am Damaged, the Journal of Tony Price. Copyright 2010 by Anthony Price, ISBN number 978-1-625-90-8094. Published in 2013, all proceeds go to charity. Introduction to I Am Damaged, the Journal of Tony Price. A short while ago, I had the great fortune of reuniting with a dear old friend whose charming personality had eluded my own for nearly 30 years. Our catching up conversation included many topics, including the common ones like what are you doing now, what did you do before, how many kids do you have, and the frighteningly popular, yes, I too am divorced. It was during this last subject that the details surrounding both his and my marriages came out. Near the end of this conversation, he said, wouldn't it be nice if they would just tell us they were damaged? As to that question, I'm here now saying I am damaged. I would like to think that I did not choose to be damaged, and I am most assuredly working to correct any damage I may still be carrying around so as not to hurt any other person. Just as sure as I am the author of this work, and just as sure as I am that every word in this book is true and accurate, I am equally sure that I am damaged, and also certain that the damage came to me during the course of writing this work. This was not meant to be a book. In fact, it was meant to be nothing more than a collection of papers forever gracing my bookcase and only being discussed when some visitor asked, "What are these books?" To which the answer would always be, "Those are my journals." And then the subject would be changed. The words written in my journals were not supposed to amount to anything. I truly did not begin writing because I felt I was being damaged and I wanted a record, although that's the way it ended. A long time ago, I started studying psychology. Not in any college, but on my own. Not necessarily the history of psychology or any formal aspects of it, but just the nuts and the bolts that I could use immediately in my own everyday life. I was drawn to self-help books. I loved Wayne Dyer quote, "If you want to stop smoking, stop putting cigarettes in your mouth." Practical and immediate. This was the psychology that I aspired to. I did many things in my life while studying psychology, and some things I was really good at. Around 2006, I saw a video called The Secret, and I got an idea. It was time to take all I had learned and write my own book. My book would be a self-help book that was different from most other self-help books in that I would take each element of what a good person needed to be happy, really happy, and put it all into one short book. My outline gave me 10 chapters, one of which was a review chapter, and I started writing in 2007. This was my rags to riches project. I was studying the lives of famous historical figures, and I realized that each one, excepting of course my favorite person from history, kept a journal. George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson all kept journals. Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and Andrew Carnegie all kept journals. I concluded that I would need to keep one too. So I started keeping incredibly short notes with dates in 2007. That's when other parts of my life took a wild turn as well. I closed my computer shop. I got rid of my real estate investments. I stayed home to take care of my young children. I had spent many hours taking care of them anyway, allowing them often to come with me to work. But now I was just staying home. Their mother decided to take a job outside of the house, and off she went to be a flight attendant. We moved into a smaller place that was easier to afford, and I worked on my self-help book while she would fly around the country and sleep in hotels. My work on the self-help book included incredible amounts of research, particularly in the areas of domestic abuse, suicide, and murder. After 2 years like this, all the while keeping my journals, a marriage counselor asked me why it was taking me so long to finish my self-help book. "Because it's nonfiction," I replied. "If it was fiction, I could write it in a week." Of course, this conversation was written into the journals. After making that comment, I stopped writing the book, the self-help book, after having written 6 of the 10 chapters, and I started writing some fiction. I ended up with a complete movie script in 3 days, but that's another story. It has been 2.5 years now since I stopped writing in my journals. It took me this long to be healthy enough mentally to produce what you have here. I chose to write the entire thing the same way Anne Frank did with her journals, and the way her father chose to publish them, intact. I would like to offer an apology now for the things I did, which I openly wrote about in my journals, that in hindsight were bad choices. Turns out I have been damaged for a long time. I needed to include my bad choices for you so that you would know that I didn't leave anything out, that I didn't make anything up. For this book, all my journals are typed. The only editorial changes were made were little things like an ampersand was changed to the word and, A-N-D, and replacing an @ sign with the word @. When I wrote my journals, it was fresh in my mind. Each entry is dating correctly, and in some places, the correction of the date is included in the actual written words. As you read this, as you listen to this, please, I am damaged. I cannot promise that you too will not become damaged after listening to this. I can tell you that now that I have finished preparing all of this for you, I am less damaged. Good luck and happy reading. June 30th, 2007, Saturday. Drove to Jay's house. Jay's gone, 4:30 p.m. July 2nd, 2007, Monday. Drove to Jay's house. She's gone, 11:30 a.m. Called and left a message. Set up a loan today with Jason from L.A. Terms, $1,000 loan, $100 monthly payback for 12 months via PayPal on a debit card. Tuesday, July 3rd, 2007. Interviewed Brandy about buying her boyfriend's house. Talked at length with her about her working for me. Finished details with Jason. 35% equals $1,000 now, $100 a monthly for 1 year. Thursday, July 5th, 2007. Got a message from Jay twice yesterday and drove to see her. She's not there at 4:15 p.m. Bobby gave us car keys. Saturday, July 7, 2007. Called and left a message for Jay at 9:30 a.m. At noon, I left a sealed letter on her door. A copy is on file. She has until noon on Monday to respond. Monday, July 9th, 2007. Met with Jay about a John Deere. $140 from the 70s. Blue, it needs a starter. Wednesday, July 11, 2007. Jay announced she would not follow through with the partnership. She was told to move out ASAP and not let 2 Sundays pass without contacting me. Thursday, July 12th, 2007. While preparing for a garage sale, Anna and I fought very loudly. Started sleeping on the chair on this day. Friday, July 13th, 2007. Kids came with me to work. Shelley helped Anna with the sale. Saturday, July 14th, 2007. Stayed at home with Anna and helped with the sale. Sunday, July 15th, 2007. Went to Mass at 6 p.m. Told Anna she could come with us if she wanted. She did. Monday, July 16, 2007. Both kids came with me to work. Tuesday, July 17, 2007. Drove to Detroit Lakes with the vet on the trailer. Took both of the kids with me. Thursday, July 19th, 2007. Both kids came to work, still sleeping in the chair. Friday, July 20th, 2007. Took kids home for lunch with Anna. Asked if she wanted asked what she wants now. Arguing started. Police were called. She was asked to leave to calm down. I was left with the kids. Now, forgive me. I'm going to interrupt here, put on the reading glasses, and read to you the small print in the actual Hastings Police Department police report. Hastings Police Department, 150 East 3rd Street, Hastings, Minnesota. Incident report number 2007-008965. Offense, disturbance. Date and time, 7/20/07, 15:56. Okay, for those of you who aren't sure, 15:56 is the same as 3:56 p.m. Officer's name was Hicks. Police summary. Dispatched to the above address regarding a possible domestic. Upon arrival, I met with Anna Modeo Price, who reported that she and her husband were arguing, and she was upset because he was holding their daughter while he was yelling at her. Anna was advised of Robert B. Lewis' house if need be. Anna agreed to leave the residence in order for both parties to cool down. No further action. And then it lists the people, 2 people involved. and the offense was a disturbance. Okay. Thursday, 2 months later, Thursday, September 6th, 2007. I think this is the right date. I'm staying in a Naples hospital with Tekla. That, incidentally, is Naples, Italy. It feels like a prison or at least a local jail. They say we can't leave, not even the room, in case a doctor should come by. Tekla has had an MRI and another hip x-ray, and we have been here since yesterday at 8 a.m. At least Tekla is only waking for a couple hours in the night. I'm sure it's jet lag. Our doctor is in Scotland and will not come until tomorrow. We have to stay until then. The children's hospital is weird. The smell of secondhand smoke is everywhere. People smoke in the waiting area, in the staircases, and even in the rooms. Monday, September 17th, 2007. Back from Italy. Got a letter from Jay's lawyer. It says she has left the house. I went to 3344. She is still there with a dog. I called her. She stated that she needs an extra 2 weeks. I told her I need to get in to access the water damage. She said she'd call. Tuesday, September 18th, 2007. Consulted an attorney. She asked for a $5,000 retainer. Thursday, March 13th, 2008. Approximately 6 months later. Thursday, March 13th, 2008. Rags to Riches starts. Dave, Paul, and Faith all had appointments. Thursday, March 20th, 2008. Hoping to reschedule appointments today. Jay is a no-show again. Said she spent the day at the doctor's office yesterday. No calls, no messages. She's gone. Friday, March 21st, 2008. The following is the actual transcribed dialogue that was recorded on this day. He, all I want to know is why you're mad. She, because you never let me be, shouting. He, I need to leave you be. This is the first conversation I've had with you in 3 days, and I need to leave you be. She, let me be. He, be what? What am I stopping you from being? She, you're stopping me from being a mother and everything. He, and everything. Tell me how I'm stopping you from being a mother. She, why did you interfere between me and my daughter? Why? He, she was screaming with her hands in the sink. She, that's okay. Let her scream. It's water. I didn't put her in the fire. Okay, I have to stop here now because with a couple of quick clicks, I'm going to play the actual recording of that conversation.
All I want to know is why you're mad. Because you need to let me be. I need to leave you be. This is the first conversation I've had with you in 3 days, and I need to leave you be? Let me be. Be what? What am I stopping you from being?
Okay, hold on just a second. We need to adjust the volume. Okay, now we're going to play it again. Okay. Here we go.
All I want to know is why you're mad. Because you need to let me be. I need to leave you be. This is the first conversation I've had with you in 3 days, and I need to leave you be? Let me be. Be what? What am I stopping you from being? You're stopping me to be a mother and everything. And everything. Tell me how I'm stopping you from being a mother.
Why did you interfere between me and my daughter? Why?
She was screaming with her hands in the sink.
That's okay. Let her scream. It's water. I didn't put it in the fire.
Okay, so that was March 21st, 2008. This is a really good spot for us to stop, and I do want to opine one little thing here, and then we'll have our closing notes. The one little thing is the same little girl that I took to the hospital in Italy 6 months earlier was the same little girl who her mother was disciplining her by holding her hands under hot water in the sink. And that's what that argument was about. That's just that. Anyway, here's the dealio. Hit the like and subscribe button. Tell a friend about it. Send us an email if you want to send us a private note about anything. If you want to opine, if you want to ask a question, if you want to just say, it's unbelievable, I can't believe it, you would do right, whatever. You can do all of that stuff. Just send us an email. Or hit the like and subscribe button. Or just comment down below. I really like the comments down below because then everybody can see them and everybody can chime in and have something to say. This has been the second episode of the I Am Damaged podcast. And it is produced by Tomac Entertainment. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Copyright 2025. See ya.